Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips a balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is from SanfordHeisler.com, a law firm. I just found this kind of interesting and sad at the same time. FTCA sexual assault complaints against Coast Guard. It's like a lot of these places, women are just fair game, like, oh, they're just here for our sexual satisfaction because these men don't know how to just get it the old-fashioned way. It's about domination. On September 5th, 2024, Sanford Heisler Sharp filed 13 separate Federal Tort Claims Act, FTCA, administrative complaints against the United States Coast Guard, its parent agency, the Department of Homeland Security. Oh, go figure. And its former parent agency, the Department of Transportation, collectively the Coast Guard. You ever met these Coast Guard people? I can say that because I was in the Army. Real military. The complaints were filed on behalf of 13 former Coast Guard the Academy, cadets who were sexually assaulted during their time at the Academy. The complaints alleged that the Coast Guard was negligent in failing to implement adequate policies and practices to prevent sexual violence from running rampant at the Academy. It's called a rape culture. And that leadership failed to act, of course, despite having knowledge of the sexual violence. Do the math, you guys. Regularly occurring on campus. The FTCA complaints are the first step in bringing legal claims against the agency of the federal government for torts committed by their employees. One of the claimants was raped twice as a student at the Academy. Oh my God. And was gang raped while serving on a Coast Guard ship post-graduation. Still going on. According to her complaint, other claimants were sexually assaulted in the dorm rooms by classmates who entered their living spaces without permission. So I guess they don't have charge of quarters in the National Guard, the wannabe military. Enabled by the Academy policy that prevented cadets from locking their doors. Oh, you guys know. Not allowed to have any boundaries, I guess. That's not a rape culture. The complaints allege that Academy leaders routinely mishandled or actively concealed reported incidents of sexual assault. You guys notice it's always the same thing with these fools? It's always the same pattern. Creating a culture in which victims were deterred from reporting for fear of being punished themselves. Oh, just like the children in Scientology that get raped and are told they're out 2D. Same thing, right? In contrast, their attackers routinely evaded accountability, often proceeding to graduation and further promotions within the Coast Guard's ranks. It reminds me of, who was that guy that Streets filed a complaint on? Who had gone and stalked him and harassed him on his own time? And then what they do, they promoted him. I forgot his name. Is it Ramos or Ramirez? I forget. The lack of institutional safeguards to address or prevent sexual violence And we're in 2024 and nothing has changed. Prevent sexual violence from occurring at the Academy was revealed by the Academy's own internal report, dubbed Operation Fouled Anchor. Between 2014 and 2019, the Fouled Anchor investigation looked at 102 reported incidents, wow, of sexual assault that occurred at the Academy from the 1980s to the early 2000s. This is another reason I don't go to all these military ceremonies or veteran ceremonies. The investigation concluded that Academy leaders did not fulfill their responsibility, what else is new, to ensure the physical protection, emotional support, and medical and psychological care for those alleging rape or sexual assault. But instead of disclosing the findings, Academy leaders, including former Commandant Admiral Carl Schultz, chose to conceal the report from Congress and the public. This reminds me of when I was reading Daniela Mestevik's book, how something that was similar to this happened to her. And she was an officer. They don't care. They don't care. Like they just look at you as you got the female part and you're here for us and we're going to blank you. It's sick. And they do that when there's live rounds involved. The cover-up was first publicly revealed in 2023 when CNN reported on the findings in Operation Fouled Anchor. Well, we'll see what happens. The claimants are represented by Christine Dunn, co-managing partner of Sanford Heisler Sharp's Washington, D.C. office, and associate Jillian Seymour. That's excellent that they're both female. That's great. These clients are also represented by Ryan Malaji of the New York law firm Maritime Legal Solutions, PLLC. Always the same with these scum. The administrative complaint seeks civil damages for physical and emotional harm, as well as loss of professional opportunity. Wow. This just boils my blood. Under the Federal Tort Claims Act, the Coast Guard is afforded 6 months to investigate each claim. Why would they do that if they're participating in the same behaviors? Allegedly. That's my opinion. After that, the claimants may file a lawsuit in federal court. Well, we'll see where this goes. Jillian Seymour, Christine Dunn. I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.